What's up, guys? Josiah here. It is Monday, December 15th, 2008, and I have one more day off here before I have to go back to work for a few days. So I wanted to get a couple things accomplished, and I figured I would take you guys along with me. I know a few of you guys have been asking me if I could maybe give you guys a little bit of a tour around, where I live. I have a couple things I gotta do today. First things first, I gotta stop by the bank, pick up some money. Then next, we're going to run up to my local shopping center. It's called Chapel Hill, and I gotta pick up a new SD card. The one that I'm using right now to record is a 1 gig, and it runs out so quickly just because it only holds like 8.5 minutes worth of footage. So I'm going to probably run up to either Best Buy or one of those places and probably pick up like a 4 gig memory card. From there, then hopefully I'm going to probably drop by Panera, grab a coffee real quick, show you guys around there. And I got to have my car dropped off at my parents' by about 3 o'clock here. So I've got about 2.5 hours to work with. My little sister is doing driver's ed right now, and she needs to borrow my car for about an hour. So I figured I might as well do something with the first part of my afternoon, and then who knows what will happen after that. So then, hopefully after we grab the coffee, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to start like a little series today. The first, I plan on taking some videos of the metro parks that I was telling you guys about, when we had that hiking spree. Fortunately, I ended up having to do most of them within like the last week, and the weather just, it wouldn't have been good for me to be taking my camera with me. So today I'm going to show you guys what's called the towpath, and it's basically, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it goes from downtown Akron to I think somewhere in Cleveland. I've ridden it on a bike all the way out to Cleveland, but it's basically like it's kind of like a little gravel covered. It's essentially what's called a towpath. Basically, it runs straight along the old canal route. They used to have the canal boats, and the horses would walk along the towpath. So basically, what they did within like the last 5 or 10 years, they threw like a little bit of ground cover on it, and it's basically like a bike and hike trail. I love walking it, and I figure it's been a little rainy lately, so I didn't want to take any kind of like actual hikes yet. But today it's like 46 according to my car here. So I figured I might as well at least take the chance while I have a day off here, show you guys around that, and then we'll see what happens from there. So I'm about at the bank. After I'm done here, then I'll go ahead and pick up probably at Panera. Okay, so we're pulling into a parking lot here. There's my neighborhood Panera. Chapel Hill is actually really crowded today. I don't know how busy Best Buy is going to be, but hopefully I'm able to get in there pretty quick. Alright, time to get a parking spot. For those of you guys who don't have Panera Bread in your area, they basically have like a bunch of breads, pastries, and usually I come here and get a bagel from the back there and a large coffee. Speaking of coffee, I know everyone has their own way of making theirs. I'll show you guys how I make mine. Usually I fill it to about that high with skim milk. If you've never had cinnamon in your coffee, you should definitely try it. It's good stuff. I need to put quite a bit in there. And a couple Splendas. And last but not least, hazelnut coffee. Good stuff. And there you have it. That's how I make my coffee. And as David, the creative one, would say, success. Okay, off to Best Buy. Alright, seriously guys, it's like a freaking madhouse out here. Like, we still have about a week and a half left before even Christmas starts. And as you can see, this is a full parking lot, and it's only just before 1 o'clock. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in about, I'd say 3 hours when everyone gets off a break. By the way, one kind of funny fact about us, we're probably at least 35 miles away from any like big bodies of water. And there are seagulls everywhere. Don't ask me how they got here or why they're sticking around, but yeah, we have seagulls. No idea why. Alrighty, so we're on our way to the towpath now. A little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news about the Best Buy visit. Good news, I was able to pick up an SD card. It's about 15 bucks for a 2 gig card. Whatever, I can remember back in the day when a 1 gig card was about 85, so I'm not complaining. Bad news is my camera isn't SDHD compatible, so I had to pass up a deal on an 8 gig Ultra 2 by SanDisk, which would have been $3 more. So I could have gotten about 4 times the storage for $3 more and a faster card. Oh well, that's what happens when you use old technology. So, alright, well, we are at the towpath, so we will be back in a sec. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the Cascade Valley Park. As you can see also at the bottom, it says the Ohio and Erie Canal Towpath. This is basically the view from the beginning of the trail here. This is like a little restroom. And to give you guys an idea, this is the Cuyahoga River. And as we go along here, I'll show you guys kind of where the towpath starts. And this is all basically in the area where I grew up. As you can see here, the trail is kind of, it's like a little gravelly dirt sort of thing. And it's actually not too bad. I was expecting it to maybe be a little bit more muddy. But again, this particular trail goes all the way out to Cleveland, and basically where I'm taking you guys is right to the very beginning of it. And this goes right up to like the edge of downtown Akron. The scenery here, even though all the leaves are gone, I love this kind of stuff. It's definitely a nature kind of thing. You guys see that bridge there? Take it up that way, goes to my house. Take it up that way. Basically, if you drive long enough, you end up going to where my grandma's staying. She's at a nursing home. Guys, in just like the last half hour, probably, it has to drop 3 degrees. It's starting to get a little chilly and very windy. As you can see, my hair is going all over the place, or what's left of it, I guess. I love this kind of stuff. I actually kind of think I'm kind of lucky to have this stuff around. Or maybe it's just me, who knows. Okay, so now what we're coming up to here, they actually ran the trail straight through one of the locks here. As we come up to it, you guys will probably be able to see what I mean. Basically, if you guys aren't familiar with locks, they were a system of, it was basically like a long waterway. And at each point, there would be like little barriers to the river that would make it back up. And then, as you're heading toward Cleveland, I believe the water level would drop. I want to say, because Akron is one of the highest cities in the area. And I think, as the river dropped here, they would have little drop areas like this. So you guys can see it's a little run down now, but basically it would back the water up. The boats would pull into this little thing, then they would drain the water out once they had locked this, hence the lock set. And then once the water was drained out, they'd be able to move on to like the next stretch of the river. But it was really efficient. It wasn't exactly the fastest way to get around, but then again, this was also like hundreds of years ago. So I guess that was pretty decent for the time. This diagram actually will probably give you a better idea of how the locks worked. As for anybody who's not brave enough to actually do this whole thing at one time, of course you gotta sit down sometimes, right? And you know how they always say stay on the trail? We're going off the trail. I really hope this doesn't lead to like a cliff that I fall off, because if that's the case, one of you guys is gonna end up finding this camera. Who knows? I don't know if you guys can see out through there. The river. Oh, I see where this goes. Kinda cool. Very nice. I've actually never been down here before.